girl. I'm a nice guy. Liquor in my cup, I gotta really toughen up. Yeah, nurse strap.
So, hello everyone, this is the second video of our series in which I make a full humanoid robot. And in the previous video, I showed you how to assemble the eyepiece. In this video, I'll show you how to assemble the full head for the same. Let's get started. These all parts will be required to build the main mechanism of our head. So, this is the neck base, and I have glued a gear on it so that I get better stability. This is the gear holder which will be used to hold the gears. This will be used to move the jaws. This will hold our internal part with the exterior part. These two parts will help us to move the jaw. This will be the main gear which will help us rotate our neck, and here we'll assemble our motors. These are the two Tower Pro MG995 servo motors. And again, to test these motors, we need a servo consistency tester and a battery. So let's start this build by testing the servo motors. In the previous video, I have told how to connect everything to a servo consistency tester and test the motors. Okay, so now if I will, so let's use this as a prop to ensure that the servo is rotating. So as we can see that it is rotating, that means that our servo is working. Let's test with another servo. Okay, so this servo is also rotating. That means it is also working fine. So now we can start with the build process. So to start with the build process, we just have to take this neck base and we have to just simply put this gear like this. Then we need to prepare this base. So to do that, first we have to put these pieces in these holes like this. Sometimes it goes in easily, but sometimes you have to apply high pressure to make them go inside. So you can use a hammer or anything you want to ensure that it's properly inside. So like this, we have to prepare our second one also. Now after preparing both of them, we have to assemble both of these parts to this plate. So we have to ensure that this faces the front. So we can just simply put these like this. We have to do the same for the second one also. Here, here my parts are already very tightly packed. So if you have loose parts, you can use Fevikwik also or any type of glue like Fevibond or anything to ensure that they are buckled up. For example, I have used Fevibond. You can see it on these pieces to glue these pieces up. And I have also used Fevikwik to glue these black servo holders with the gears so that they don't get detached. So let's continue with the build process. We have to assemble this like this, and we have to ensure that this moves around this freely. Now we have to put this plate like this. It fits perfectly. Now we can check if our build is correct by rotating it. If it rotates freely without the base rotating, that means that our build is correct till now. So now we can start by assembling our servo motors. Sorry, I forgot to add some parts which I have added now. This is the jaw, lower jaw, and these are the jaw holders. These will help us to move the jaw, and the jaw will be mounted like this, like this. So for now, we can remove the jaw. And before assembling the jaw, we have to do some other steps also. For example, we have to put this ring on the smaller gear, this one, like this. And we have to ensure that it is not loose, that it falls. So we are provided with holes for screws in this ring as well as in this gear. We can use screws, but to ensure more stability, I am using Fevikwik. So for now, I'm wearing a glove to ensure that the Fevikwik doesn't get on my hands. Yep, so now I'm ready. So here I'll apply very less amount of Fevikwik to ensure that this part doesn't get detached. Now we also have to stick this part above this part, and I'll be doing that later. Before doing that, I we have to mount these servo motors on this part, and I can see some Feviquick on my gloves. So to prevent that, I am wearing gloves. So we have to mount this motor like this. I hope like this. Yes, we have to mount it like this only. And this this hole is designed for a larger motor, but we can also use this motor. It will work fine. So you can either use 3D printed adapters or wooden pieces or anything to ensure that it's tight enough and it's buckled up safe here. So as you can see, the whole size of this part is very less. So I have to use drill to ensure that I am able to fit these 3 bolts to these holes. Okay, so now I have drilled holes through this part. Now we can start with mounting the servo motor. Here I am using this toolkit for screwdriver. Now I just have to tighten up these screws. Okay, so now first motor is buckled up. And right now we cannot put this motor like the hole is too big, so there is no such need of screwing it in. We can just suspend it and we can just put it like this. That will also work. So now let's paste this part here. So again, I'll be using Fevikwik. This is not such a big task to do, so I'm not using gloves. And that's it. Now we just have to wait until this dries. This will most probably take 1 or 2 minutes to dry up. Yep, so now the Fevikwik has dried and I can show this whole part to you. To ensure that it remains in place, we can put some more on the outer parts of this joint. So now we have to put this in. Okay, now I have placed the inner motor and now we can start with the exterior part. Before starting with the exterior part, we have to adjust the place for these jaws. So for that, we have these two pieces. I have drilled some holes and I have put some screws for better stability. Now this piece will go right beneath this motor and we'll just simply connect it like this. Now it is connected and good. Now we just need a screw to buckle everything up here and then we'll be able to start with the exterior part. Before we start with the exterior part, your interior should look something like this. Okay, so let's start with the exterior. Before starting with the exterior part, we have to adjust the place for these jaws. So for that, we have these two pieces. I have drilled some holes and I have put some screws for better stability. Now this piece will go right beneath this motor and we'll just simply connect it like this. Now it is connected and good. Now we just need a screw to buckle everything up here and then we'll be able to start with the exterior part. Before we start with the exterior part, your interior should look something like this. Okay, so let's start with the exterior. So these all are the parts for our exterior. This is the main part where our eyepiece will be placed. These all are the head panels, and these are the parts where our ears will be placed. So let's start by assembling it. So we have to start with this part. First of all, we have to use this part, and we have to put a screw right here and tight it. Now we have to put another screw through this hole right here, through this hole. Now we can see that our earpiece is nice and secured. Now we have to do the same for the other side also. Yep, so our second part is also perfectly placed. Now we can put this back part. Now at this moment I have to increase the size of this hole. So I have to use drill to increase the size. I'll be back after increasing the size of both the holes. So I have increased the size of both the holes, and now we can continue with assembling process. So now our back piece is also placed correctly and it is tight. Now we have to put these parts right here. So again, we'll be using screws to tighten up these two parts. We'll be able to see two holes and will require two screws. Now here also I need to increase the size of this hole. So let me take the other part also and I'll be back after increasing the size. Now we just have to tighten up the screws. So now just like this, we have to do the same on the other side also, on this side. For better stability, I am adding Fevikwik to these areas so that I am able to ensure that our earpiece doesn't falls off. Now I have prepared this panel also by screwing these two screws, and from inside it looks like this and from outside it looks like this, and it will be placed right here, something like this, and we'll be placing this after placing the eyepiece right here. Now we have to use these two panels to complete the back head. Before we do that, let's place our inner part in this area. You might face some difficulty in placing the parts inside. So we can just temporarily remove this nose part and put that part inside. So to prevent difficulty, I am unscrewing this part for now. Now, to secure the inner part with the outside part, we have to screw in these two screws. Now, we can just simply use Fevikwik to ensure secure parts. Now, we just have to wait until this dries up. So I'm back. Actually, I ran into a problem that this part broke, so I had to 3D print this part again. Now, with better reinforcement, I'm ready, and now I just have to put this servo back into the skull which we have completed. created previously. And now it will just go like this simply. And then all I have to do is to put this part like this, and then it will be done. And then all that would be left will be to assemble these pieces. Like this will go here and this will go here. And for now this video is of around 45 minutes, so I would not like to extend it any further. So this will be it for this video, and I'll continue the rest after making the whole head, and I'll explain in the next video, in which I'll be making the neck and the half part of torso, like upper torso. And then now I'm telling you the way in which I'll upload the videos. After this, I'll be uploading the torso one. Then, most probably, I will upload a bicep one, in which I'll be making hand and bicep. There will be two videos in which I'll be covering hand, and in one I'll be covering the bicep. So, and then if I don't run out of resources, I'll try to make the legs and the stomach also for this project. And they will be also documented, and I'll also upload the video for those also. And let's see. And at last, I'll be uploading a code in which I'll be showing how I am using Raspberry Pi. Like here I have two Raspberry Pi 3Bs, but I won't be using them. I'll be using an Arduino with a Raspberry Pi 5, in which I'll be running T-Flight models and different Python code. You can find that code and T-Flight model on my GitHub page. And in that, we'll add capturing photos, face recognition, voice recognition, mood recognition, etc., and many other features to make it talk like normal person. And well, that's it for the video for today. Thank you for watching.